Raise a glass, let the worries slip away. Liquid lunch, we're living for today. There's Troy laughing with his gin and a grin, telling stories about where he's been. Boomer's got whiskey, he's loosening his tie, chasing dreams under a midday sky. The bartender knows us, he's mixing with flair. Every sip's a moment we're happy to share. Liquid lunch, pour it smooth, let it flow. Friends round the table where the good times grow. Raise a glass, let the worries slip away. Liquid lunch, we're living for a day. The clock don't matter, we're lost in the vibe. Jazz in the air, feel the soul come alive. From martinis to bourbon, we're riding the wave. Stealing this hour, it's the freedom we crave. The sun's still shining, but we're in our zone. This bar's our shelter, our temporary home. One more round before the world calls us back. Savor the moment, keep the blues in the rack. We'll laugh and we'll toast till the afternoon fades. Memories made in these liquid escapades. Liquid lunch, pour it smooth, let it flow. Friends round the table where the good times grow. Raise a glass, let the worries slip away. Liquid lunch, we're living for today. So here's to the daylight, the drinks and the fun. Our liquid lunch, till the next one comes. With a wink and a smile, we'll be back real soon. Chasing that jazz under the high noon.
Salute and happy weekend. Yes, the weekend is here because here at Liquid Lunch and Last Call, we always consider lunchtime on Friday to be the start of the weekend because, let's face it, the whole rest of the afternoon is just counting down the time until you can clock out and go celebrate the weekend. At least that's the way it always was for me when I was on the clock. But I thank you all for joining me because that's what Last Call and Liquid Lunch are all about, getting together with friends around the pub and having some drinks. And let me start out by saying hi to each and every one of you, starting with Lynn Green, who's very on theme today. Looking at that glass, I miss High C Citrus Cooler. Yeah. That was the branded Ghostbusters Ecto Cooler, I believe you're referring to. Yeah, when it wasn't branded as Ecto Cooler, it was just High C Citrus Cooler. And you may not realize this, but I believe it was, I can't remember who owns High C. If it was one of the two big cola companies, Coca-Cola or Pepsi. I don't remember which, but whichever one it is, all of the ingredients that they mix together to make Ecto Cooler are still on the market. So some very intrepid Ghostbusters out there have figured out the formula, and that recipe is out there on the interwebs if you choose to make it. I believe Sunny D is one of the ingredients. And then you probably have to drop a bit of green food coloring into it. Not necessary, but if you're going for that Ecto Cooler feel, you kind of need it. I did it. I made it. It was 100% spot on. Not sure it's really worth the effort, though. Just saying. That's just me. They rebranded it for a movie, and when the movie was out of memory, canceled their best flavor. Yeah, but see, the other thing too is that so many people wanted to come back, especially Ghostbusters fans, and they tease it. They put out little, limited edition that you can only get at the premiere and stuff like that, and it's just ridiculous. And it doesn't have to be that way because, like I said, it would cost them nothing to start making that. It costs them nothing except actually doing it and putting it into a branded packaging. That's all it would be. And you're right; they don't have to release it as Ecto Cooler. They could just call it Citrus Cooler and have it out all year round. And then when there's a movie that comes out and they want to do a license deal, then for a limited time, it could be turned green and become Ecto Cooler. And, there you go. I like this. I didn't want to go out of order, but I almost started the show with this one. Don't make me thirsty. You wouldn't like me when I'm thirsty. Yeah, because I was sitting here trying to go, I'd like to do a take on that, but I can't think. You wouldn't like me when I'm drunk. That doesn't work because, unfortunately, you guys do like me when I'm drunk. You like me more when I'm drunk, So, anyway, but yeah, you wouldn't like me when I'm thirsty. Kind of works. It absolutely does. Hello, Liquid Lunchers. Hope you all enjoy your Friday. Have a great stream, Troy. Thank you so much. So, let's say hi to all of the rest of you, including the lovely Netter of Netters Network, the love of my life, asking each and every one of you to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, become a member, gift a membership. I want to ask you all to do me one other favor today, especially. Please, everybody, go to right now the description of this video. You're going to have to hit the little button that says more to blow it up. And yes, you can see the recipe for the drink I'm going to be doing, all that kind of stuff. But I want you to look at that list of members, okay? I tag all of the members in the video, and they get a little notification that says you were mentioned in this video. Why? Because they're going to be mentioned in the closing credits, of course, because they support this channel, financially as producers. There are two names that are not highlighted. And I struggled and I tried, and I don't know what YouTube is doing to us, but they're not allowing me to tag those two members. And the first and most, this one is crucial, guys, is Big Al at Big Al Presents. I want you to, capture that, highlight, copy, paste the at Big Al Presents, drop it into the search bar above in YouTube. It'll take you right to his channel. Go to that channel and hit subscribe. Okay, that is our way of fighting against the powers that be, and thumbing our nose at YouTube not allowing me to support the people that support me. The other one is Jesse Green 619. You will see that he is not highlighted. JESSIEGREEN 619. And for crying out loud, a name that's green on a day like today. Come on. So I want you to go to his channel and give him a follow too. Do that for me as an act of rebellion against whatever problems it is that YouTube is having with its platform right now. Please, I'd appreciate that. And then there's nothing that prevents you from hitting all those other people that are already tagged and following them too. Again, support those that support us. Geek Flag with Nate Knows says like, share, subscribe, comment, and become a member. And if you were going to give a super chat of $5 or more, why not gift a membership instead and make our family grow? Yes, I would appreciate that very, very much. And Mark Melnikoff, my Klingon brother, says, Mech po, it is lunchtime. Here I are. He says, click, click, click. That's the sound of you liking, sharing, subscribing, and becoming a member. Do it now. Da! Don't piss off the Klingon. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Yes. We'll get to that in just a moment. In fact, I'm going to start out with that. So, there she is, Connie Cleary, the bird woman of YouTube and the star of Fluff Chick Productions. Be sure to follow her as well. And Jonathan Conroy, who says, hail all, smash the like button and enjoy the show. Yes, please do all those things. Yeah, I thought it was Coke as well. I just wasn't positive. I figured someone would double check me. I remember the big cans of High C that High C came in. You had to use a can opener to, you had to do 2 holes. Otherwise you'd get glug, 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 right? You put the little tiny hole in the backside, to equalize the pressure. Yeah. I remember that as well. Unfortunately, the formulation of the metal that they used back then, as opposed to what they would use now, very, very different. There'd be a lot more aluminum in the metal these days, which generally is fairly stainless. It doesn't really rust. Whereas back then they used a lot more steel in the cans. But by the time they were starting to say, aluminum would probably be better, they were like, screw it, we'll go to plastic. I'm not real fired up about plastic. I wish we would use more aluminum. Aluminum as a recyclable is almost 100% recyclable. You get almost 100% of the aluminum out of what you melt down. And it's an actual good return, and it's a lot better for the environment. You don't have to mine the aluminum if you've already got a whole bunch of cans that you could just throw into a smelter, scrape off all the stuff that isn't aluminum, and make new cans. It is the one area of recycling that actually makes sense, not only for the environment, but for financial reasons and just logic in general. I wish they would do that. Glass is another one. I'd like to see more glass. I think people are very, very afraid of breaking things. So I say go with aluminum if you're afraid of breaking it. Go with glass if you want something nice and clear and attractive. Ecto Cooler was released by Minute Maid, a division of Coca-Cola. That's what I thought. Under the High C brand in 1989. It was marketing tie-in for Ghostbusters cartoon, The Real Ghostbusters. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. It was a Minute Maid thing. Minute Maid is owned by Coca-Cola, and everything that was used, it was like I said, it was Sunny D, and there was something else, I can't remember what else, and a little bit of food coloring. That's really all it was. And those 2 or 3 items are still in Coca-Cola's standard distribution model. I love the cans. It tastes better from the can than juice boxes. Yes, because, one could argue a little bit of metallic tang to it, but I think plastics definitely put a flavor into the drinks, especially with alcohol. Alcohol, of course, keep in mind, alcohol tends to break down the plastic, so that plastic is literally leaching into your booze. Don't do it. Do not do it. Don't go to your bottom shelf because it's the cheapest. Just forget about it. If it's not worth paying a decent price to get it in a glass bottle, then it's not worth getting. Don't do it. And that's not quite as true with juices and stuff and sodas. Well, sodas maybe actually. Sodas might be as acidic as alcohol is a solvent. So 6 one half dozen of the other. We got to get rid of the plastic containers, and I'm not even talking about for the environment. I don't think the environment gives a crap about our plastics. It's our health that we have to be concerned about. Green is a vital part, yeah, because you consume with your eyes, right? Especially with themed drinks, right? That's why I'm doing a green drink today. I'll get to that in just a moment. I do not want to skimp on greeting and hearing what you guys have to say. You are the important ones here. You are the real stars, not me. It wasn't actually a new flavor. It was branded in the 1960s, flavor called Citrus Cooler. Right, that's what Lynn had been saying. They just dyed it neon green and put Slimer on the box. Exactly. And that's the tragedy, because it was popular before Ghostbusters came along. And then when they were no longer licensing Ghostbusters, they got rid of the drink entirely. It's the misquote by Ed Norton reminds me of Marvel Zombies. Zombie Hulk is hungriest of all. Yeah, exactly. Don't make me sober. You wouldn't like me when I'm sober. That works. I might use that one tonight, maybe. Don't get between me and my coffee. That's fair. That is fair. There's spaces in there. Oh, okay. That is the problem. Let me take a look at that. That is the problem with yours. I see. That's not the problem with Jesse Green's, though. Jesse Green doesn't have a. Oh, but you know what it is? Hold on a second. Let me go to the editing on this. Yeah, a little bit of a behind the curtain kind of thing here. Yeah, Big Al presents. What happens is, let's see, if I do that and then copy paste. See, what happens is I just go at big and then you pop up. I go to select it from the drop down, save. Watch it work now for me and make me. No, what happens is I don't have any spaces in there. It's at Big Al Presents, and it populates itself from the drop down, just like all the other names do. But when I go to hit save, it wipes away what was there, and it makes it Big Space Al Space Presents. There's something wrong with the save function of the editing for the platform. I don't know what it is, but yes, you're absolutely right, and that's what I put in. I put that in, at Big Al Presents. It pops up and says, "You mean this guy? Yeah, that guy." Click, comes up, and it's showing highlighted. I hit save, and then it blows that away, and it replaces it with spaces. Penny is out and about shopping. Friday must be your shopping day, because a couple weeks back you were doing the same thing. Perfectly fine. No reason. You don't really need to see anything that's on the screen. If you're listening, that's fine. You're probably not going to miss anything if you need to stop listening to, attend to what's going on in the world around you. The real reason everyone uses plastic more is because American steel mills closed and more steel mills shut down, and more manufacturers use plastic. Let's face it, it's cheaper. That's what it really comes down to. But you're right. We need more steel workers, and we need more aluminum plants. Pineapple juice is the only thing I see still in big cans. What about tomato juice? Tomato juice used to come in cans, which probably not a good idea, because that tomato is so acidic. Glass actually doesn't get recycled. I actually work at a plant, and they told me that they say it's cheaper to make more glass than to recycle old ones. I think now that you say that, I remember someone saying that because the different glasses, whether it's got a green tint or an amber tint or whatever it is, they got to separate them to reuse them, and you're like you said, it's more trouble than it's worth. That is very, very unfortunate. Also, the metal made of cold. That's right, because that really does hold on to the cold. Well, insulate from the heat. I don't know how science works, but you're absolutely right. Plastic doesn't do anything to preserve that temperature. Some steel mills are being reopened thanks to pressure from the current administration. U.S. Steel tried to close one last year near St. Louis and was encouraged not to do so. Yeah, we got to do a lot more of that. We got to bring the industry back to this country. It had been neon green for years before. Oh, I didn't realize that. Despite being tangerine primarily, I only recall it green. Yeah, that's entirely. I was making a joke the other day about blue raspberry. Why is all raspberry blue? So this idea that they had a citrus flavored green, sure, why not? That is probably exactly why they said, hey, this would go well with Slimer and Slime and Ghostbusters, and exactly right. I still remember using Coca-Cola to clean my first car. I battery, yeah, it cleans the battery terminals really well. Yeah, I do the same thing. Or did when I used to work on cars as a kid. There used to be a glass recycling plant in Streator, Illinois, until about 7 or 8 years ago. They got rail shipments of glass and then melted it down to make glass bottles. There you go. Happy Friday to Wilkie's Movies and Music, who we're going to go and visit right after this stream, because that is what we do here on Fridays. Like and subscribe. You can do that when you get over there. Railroads like the Milwaukee Road actually had specialized hopper cars for glass recycling and made lots of revenue when the glass-making industry hauling broken glass to the plant. Yeah, and I remember we also used to, because they wanted you to return those glass bottles for recycling, they'd have you put a deposit. So you would put, I don't know, like 5 cents in addition to whatever the it cost for the product inside of it, and then you would take those back to wherever you would reclaim them. You get 5 cents for each bottle. Well, some people didn't bother. 5 cents wasn't worth it to them to bring it back to recycle it. So kids used to go around and collect the glass bottles themselves and just take the 5 cents. Family friend, Richard, who drove tractor trailer for a living, had a shipment of recycled clear glass. It was rejected due to a green bottle. Shipment went to landfill. Yeah, I get that. I mean, that is the point. We are paying you for 100% clear glass. If it's not 100% clear glass, it's not worth it to us. I like Rocky Road myself. There you go. Fair enough. Is the stream acting up for anyone else? Yeah. Is it? Because we've been having problems on YouTube all week. YouTube is having some serious problems. I was just talking about having problems tagging people. And yeah. So we're actually already at the halfway point. So we're going to have an abbreviated talk about the drinks tonight and the scheme. Let me just go ahead with the promo really quick, and then we'll come back and we'll finish up so we can get you over to Wilkie's Movies and Music.
You are watching Liquid Lunch, streaming every weekday at noon Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. Let's sip together.
This week on Saturday Night at the Movies, an honest, good-hearted man is forced to turn to a life of crime to finance his neurotic mother's skyrocketing medical bills in the 1930s. And organized crime has never been so disorganized. Michael Keaton stars in the 1984 comedy classic Johnny Dangerously this Saturday at 9 Central, 10 Eastern on Big Al Presents Films with Friends.
In a world where nearly all the entertainment is remakes, reboots, and rehashes of older properties, maybe it's worth it to get some commentary from people who experienced it all when it was novel and fresh. Catch Boomer and Pacelli on Geeky Geezers every Sunday night at 8 Central, 9 Eastern.
Every Monday night is Members Night at the movies on Last Call. Members enjoy an exclusive watch party just for them, and you can join too for as little as $1.99 a month. This week, since the topic for Last Call will be a retrospective of The Incredible Hulk with a special subject matter expert guest, the fans will be choosing between 4 different Hulk features to watch together this Monday at 9 Central. And if you're not a member, please consider it. It really helps support what we do here at Last Call. Thanks. This week on Live from Sparkwood in 21, we will be watching and discussing the second episode of Twin Peaks, Traces to Nowhere. Link to the live, off-platform stream of the feature will be provided in the chat this Tuesday at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern on Deleted Scenes and Affiliates.
This week on Last Call presents the return of Sherlock Holmes. An obscure family document containing an enigmatic ritual holds the key to a hidden treasure if Holmes can decipher the mystery of the Musgrave ritual. This Tuesday at 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern on Last Call Presents.
We now return to our liquid lunch.
She said I had no trouble with my tablet at work Monday through Wednesday, but yesterday and today on the home computer. Not sure if it's because of the anti-ad blocker or because of their chat RAM hog overload exploit. I don't actually know what that is, but could be. Penny saying hi to everybody while she's out and about shopping. I appreciate that. Let's get to the booze. Go to the share screen. This is, I was looking for something that would be specifically Incredible Hulk themed. And I had to go a little bit darker. So, yes, I did add a little bit of coloring to my drink. But this drink comes to us from the Spruce Eats. I was seeing this drink out on the internet, in many different places. I do not know if this is the original recipe, but it is the only one that I saw a attribution to the creator. So I figured this must be it. Colleen Graham, writer and cocktail book author, is a seasoned mixologist who loves sharing her knowledge of spirits and passion for preparing drinks. I have a lot in common with her, and she's also very pretty. So there you go. I figured I wanted to give proper attribution. And for the Lou Ferrigno variety of the Hulk, that's a pretty close color. That's pretty fine. But let's go ahead and talk a little bit about this drink. You know what? I can also kind of blow this up a little bit so I can read it here. Can I also move this over? No, I guess I can't. Oh, well. The Incredible Hulk is a vivid green cocktail that is incredibly easy. Incredible. See, did you catch that? It mixes up quickly with just 2 main ingredients and offers a fruity, semi-tart drink that's definitely not your average brandy cocktail. The famous story is that a bartender created the Incredible Hulk at Justin's restaurant in New York City. Sean Combs owned the now closed establishment, and the cocktail emerged during the 2003 promotional party for Hpnotiq Liqueur. The simple formula worked well because the Incredible Hulk remains a popular cocktail, while the brandy with the brandy with the brandy background, it's not as sweet as the average Hpnotiq cocktail, and adding the optional orange bitter marries the liqueur's contrasting flavors. The color change is also captivating, playing off the theory that yellow and blue make green, which it does. The transformation is instant. When stirred, the cocktail's green color deepens and it gets more vivid if you change the proportions. Adding extra Hpnotiq also makes a sweeter drink, which some people prefer. This is a fun cocktail for parties, and it simply makes it easy to scale up to a full pitcher or punch bowl. But be careful because it is potent. Its funky color is also perfect for Halloween, though it's enjoyable any time of the year. And then, of course, it goes into the recipe itself, which is 2 ounces Hpnotiq Liqueur, 2 ounces of cognac, 3 dashes of orange bitters as you wish, and a slice of lime for garnish. But you all know how I feel about unnecessary garnishes. So obviously gather the ingredients. And here's the reason I really like this recipe, at least on this page, is because it shows you those ingredients. You see the amber color of the cognac and the electric blue of the Hpnotiq. And think about it. When you put them together, what do you get? You get a green, a yellowish green, really. In an old-fashioned glass filled with ice cubes, pour the Hpnotiq, then the cognac. If desired, add a few dashes of orange bitters. Stir well for at least 30 seconds. Liquor that can't be frozen in a regular freezer, you just make it ice cold itself, and you don't need any ice to water it down. Garnish with the lemon slice. Again, I don't think that's strictly necessary. But then I realized cognac. That got me thinking. And I realized I actually already had something that was green and contained cognac. And that is Intrigue Passion Fruit Liqueur. I've actually had this for years. I had originally gotten it because I really like the look of the bottle. That's also what usually attracts Netter to certain drinks. And in its green look, I just thought it would look good on the bar with things like Romulan ale and so forth. And I was like, you know what? Aldebaran whiskey is supposed to be green. So I just had that up there and said, yeah, Aldebaran whiskey. But when you look at it, I think I can go larger on this one too. Let me kind of zoom in a little bit here. Nope, I don't want to do it there. I want to do it here. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. That's a little bit better. So Intrigue Passion Fruit Liqueur encapsulates the allure of exotic flavors in a stunning 375 milliliter bottle. Blah, blah, blah. Don't know how big that is. Crafted from a meticulously guarded blend of passion fruit, this liqueur invites you to a sensory journey through a seductive taste profile with an expertly balanced flavor that is not overly sweet. Intrigue offers a tantalizing burst of passion fruit notes that dance on the palate, leaving you both intrigued and enchanted. Ideal for any occasion, Intrigue serves as a delightful sip on its own over ice and can elevate your cocktail game, transforming classic recipes into delightful concoctions. Whether paired with tequila, rum, gin, or champagne, its versatility shines, allowing mixologists and casual drinkers alike to explore new horizons in flavor. This liqueur is not just a drink, it's an experience waiting to unfold. It's not telling us much about it though. This is all rah-rah stuff. This is all advertisement, and this is not an advertisement because they are not a sponsor. The bottle itself is a work of art, drawing you in with its sensuous curves and elegant design. Its gold crown, which is plastic, by the way, it's plastic over a topper, adds a touch of opulence. No, it doesn't, not when it's plastic. Making it an attractive addition to any bar or gathering. Sure, when it's back on your bar, it looks really nice. Once you touch it, you're like, oh, okay. The captivating hue mirrors the enchanting greens of tropical waters, enticing all who gaze upon it to indulge in the hidden secrets within. With an alcohol content of 17%, Hpnotiq Passion Fruit Liqueur is perfect for celebrating special moments or relaxing after a long day. Sourced from a picturesque landscape of France, each sip transports you to a sun-kissed paradise, making it an essential companion for tropical-inspired evenings and sophisticated soirees. Choose Hpnotiq Passion Fruit Liqueur for an unforgettable journey through flavor, elegance, and charm. Drive into the allure and let your senses revel in the secret blend of this extraordinary liqueur. So, yeah. Let's see. What are you guys saying here? Let me go back to the main stage. If you type in the chat even once, then every time a new chat appears, chat consumes more of your system RAM until the tab crashes because it's too much for the system. Yes. So this is why when I start having any kind of memory issues, you can just close down the chat. You can, if you're going to engage in chat, you almost have to close out everything else on your computer, and just focus on the chat. Even prohibiting the app from using more than an allotment of RAM doesn't stop it. That's terrible. I'm wondering if it is related to the AI crap. Could be. Could very well be. And Kapla says, Gorilla's Random Thoughts. Welcome. Good to see you, my friend. So, yeah, I've had this for years, and I'm going to go ahead and crack it open tonight. See how similar it is to this recipe. Like I said, that's a cognac and what was it? Cognac and Hpnotiq. And this is cognac and vodka and passion fruit. So I expect it to have a little bit sweet. Well, Hpnotiq's pretty sweet too. So I mean, I don't know. Gonna give it a try. I've been looking for an excuse to try this for a while, and on a green night, it kind of makes sense. So I will try it tonight, see how it is, and see if it needs any augmentation, shall we say. The Horror King just joined us. Hello there, my friend. Good to see you. Good to see all of you. It really is. So that's what I'm going to be drinking tonight. Again, tonight is a very special, Incredible Hulk themed last call. We're going to be talking about the history of the character. We're going to be talking about the comics, cartoons, the TV show, the movies, and the toys. And we are going to be bringing in subject matter expert, Analog Toys, Tony Roberts. So looking forward to that. He's probably sleeping right now. For him, last call is actually first call. So when we get together at 9 Central, 10 Eastern, it will be about 11:30 there for him. So it'll be more likely mimosas for him. But he is going to be joining us, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And I love that he says hi to everybody, and then he goes, for anyone that I may have missed, I'm going to say hi to that as well. It is green, like what Scotty had in TNG Relics, which, as you recall, he so that particular thing was Scotty is basically in the future from his perspective. He's been caught in a transporter buffer for decades, and he's found by the crew of the Enterprise and rescued. And he realizes he's a man out of time, and so he goes to 10 Forward to get a drink, and he gags on it because it's synthahol. And Data is working the bar at that moment, and he's like, well, synthetic, officers, synthetic drinks. He's like, well, Guinan has a supply of real alcohol behind the bar. Let me see. And he pulls out this green, and it was all a setup to reprise a joke from the original series when he was trying to get these aliens drunk, and he served him something, and he tells them it's this. I don't know what this is. It's green, So they do it again, and he looks at the drink, and he's like, what is it? And Data's like, well, it is green. Okay, so he drinks it. It packs a wallop. So he takes the bottle, and he's getting sloshed. So he's in the holodeck in a recreation of the bridge of the original Enterprise. No bloody A, B, C, or D. And Captain Picard comes to join him and asks, if he can join him for a drink. So he, of course, he does the obligatory, he takes the cap, inverts it, gives it to, and he goes, don't know what it is. Your synthetic bartender gave it to me. He goes, Aldebaran whiskey. He goes, really? He goes, yeah. Who do you think gave it to Guinan? So we finally had an answer to what the green alcohol was in Star Trek all these years. It was Aldebaran whiskey. So there you go. But yeah, I've been as you could tell from the brand, the last call concept. I care about alcohol, but as you guys also know from the toys and so forth, and the physical media, I like to own things that otherwise don't exist, right? So that's why I have gotten Tobin's Spirit Guide and Spate's catalog, books. What is it? The book from somebody help me out here. The book from Beetlejuice for the recently dead. The something book for the recently dead. I like to have books that don't exist, and if no one has them out there in some form, I will make my own. So I am actually working on the book from the what was it? The Ninth Gate, I think it's called. And I have several different versions of the Necronomicon. I'm working on like a definitive version. And Handbook for the Recently Deceased. Thank you, Netter. That's it. Now that one contains no. It's just a journal with the cover, but I've got it. And when it comes to toys, that's why I have the custom made holiday special figures that otherwise don't exist. And so I feel the same way about alcohol. The drinks from Star Trek, I must have them. So that's why I have many different kinds of blood wine. I have Warnog. When these are licensed and put out, I get them. I get enough of them so that I can taste it. And if I like it, I'll get more. And if I don't like it, it just becomes a display piece. The Warnog was okay, but it works better as a display piece. Just find yourself a good German Dunkel, and it's basically that's basically what it was. And I promise sometime in 2026, I will do a Star Trek episode where I do a taste test of 2 different kinds of Romulan ale and tell you what I think of them. But if you have ceased and resisted, how would you read it? Had to ask. Sorry, I'm not understanding the question. Either I'm not connecting it to what I was talking about, or I'm misreading that. Not certain, but yeah. And I'll tell you, it's also a big part of the reason why I follow the YouTube channel How to Drink, because Greg over there likes to go out of his way to create drinks that are mentioned in TV shows and movies, and try to put his own spin on it. I'm going to have to revisit now that I've been playing Fallout so much. He has done a more than one stream or more than one video about Nuka-Cola and the various drinks of the Commonwealth. And I want to look into that because I like the bottles for Nuka-Cola. It looks like a Coca-Cola bottle, basically, with, little wings that make it look like a rocket ship, So I would really, really love to, I'm sure Nuka-Cola tastes the same as Coca-Cola, right? Although they've got, and here's the other thing. They've got Nuka-Cola cherry, but when you look at it in the game, it doesn't look like it's a cherry cola. It looks like a cherry soda because it's all red. So, but I would love to get those bottles, and that means probably having them crafted, or maybe I need to learn how to work glass. We've been talking about glass working, so, maybe we'll have to look into that. But anyway. And Playing Down Under. Good to see you. I don't think I've seen you on the channel before. Yes. So it's got to be what? It's got to be pretty late over there, right? It's got to be middle of the night almost in Australia. But like I said, by the time Last Call goes live tonight, most of you guys will be waking up and having breakfast. So even if you're sleeping in, but welcome. Hope that you can join me again tonight for Last Call. That's at 9 Central, 10 Eastern. I believe that is about 11 a.m. Saturday in Perth. To give you a perspective on the time. We'll be talking The Incredible Hulk with Tony Roberts of Analog Toys. Very, very much looking forward to that. Really, let's be honest. I'm looking forward to hanging out with Tony. That's what I'm really looking forward to. But, talking The Incredible Hulk is going to be fun too. So definitely. But I'm going to start wrapping it up because I want to get you all over to Wilkie's Movies and Music. Because that's what we do here on Friday, get you over there safely, hang out with him, and then I hope that you will join me later tonight for Last Call. And so until then, I want to thank each and every one of you for being here, and it's nearly 6 a.m. here. Okay, so... yeah, so okay, so it'll be about 1 o'clock by the time we wait a minute. It's 1 o'clock. 1. So 8 hours from now, 6. That's almost 2 o'clock. Saturday afternoon will be Last Call here. Okay, fair enough. But good morning to you then, my friend, and I appreciate you stopping in. You're catching me right at the end, but I hope you'll hit that subscribe button and maybe come back again. And anyway, until tonight at Last Call, have a great one. Take care of yourselves. Be healthy, stay healthy, get healthy. Hydrate, hail hydration, and drink responsibly. And until then, the next one, I'll see you. You guys take care. Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Hope to see you again real soon.
So here's to the daylight, the drinks and the fun, our liquid lunch, till the next one comes. With a wink and a smile, we'll be back real soon, chasing that jazz under the high